Hey guys, so this is Abhilash and Ritesh. So
Hey, hi.
yeah,
How's it going?
so,
Yeah.
good man.
So today we're
So
discussing something which has caught attention of everyone throughout the world,
yeah,
and it is certainly something that has caught everyone's eye. So yeah, Abhilash,
mhm,
the George Floyd case.
yeah, George Floyd case. So today we'll be talking about the George Floyd incident, guys. So as you all know, we're pretty much 1 week late, so it's kind of embarrassing, but still, it's not. Yeah, we'll try to be little bit more uh, better with our uploads, but it was very unfortunate. So as you all know, so I'll just quickly go over what happened, and then Ratnesh will add on from there. So on 25th May 2020, a 46-year-old African American man named George Floyd died. um, and because of that, the United States has been seeing the most severe civil unrest since the 1960s, civil riots, I would say. So what happened was, he had gone to a store, and I think he gave a fake $20 bill, $20 note, and somebody called the cops, and the cops came, and four guys came. uh, the senior officer, his name was Mr. Derek Chauvin, Mr. Derek, and then there were three other officers with him. So
Chauvin, yeah.
Derek Chauvin, yeah. So they questioned him, and
Mhm.
they asked him, regarding the incident, and I think I'm not sure, guys, whether he cooperated with the police, or whether he resisted. But the fact is that they pinned him down. They pinned him down to the ground. They handcuffed him, and then the officer, Mr. Derek, Mr. Derek, he kept his knees on his neck for an agonizing 8 minute 46 seconds, guys. And I think after 6 minutes, he was not able to breathe. I think he passed out, and he was unconscious. And then later on, and the sad part is that once the officer pinned him down, and he was lying in this position for 9 minutes, none of the officers intervened or did anything. They were just looking, and they were supporting their senior officer,
There are
and
three other officers, and all. Yeah.
senior officers. And after that, Mr. George Floyd was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. So, and that led to a massive. Initially, the protest was not violent, and that led to some peaceful protests in the city of Minneapolis. And but as you guys have all seen across world news, this has really, really exploded across America, and now America is seeing riots in more than 100 cities. People are protesting, celebrities are protesting, sports stars, NBA stars, baseball stars, the Kardashians, everyone is now posting hashtag Blackout Tuesday, or hashtag end to racism. So that's what happened, and also one more thing. The police officer was arrested immediately, and all the four police officers were fired. And Mr. Derek Chauvin, he has been charged with aggravated second degree murder, which is the most severe.
Homicide.
Yeah, homicide and second degree murder, which is a very serious, very serious classification, and this could lead up to life imprisonment, or at least 20 to 30 years in prison. It's the second most severe punishment in America after first degree manslaughter. So it was initially third degree murder, but now it's been elevated to second degree murder after the post-mortem report. And all the other officers have been also not convicted, sorry, charged with assisting a second degree murder. So they have to go to court and see what happens.
They have been suspended from their. Yeah.
Yeah, so
They have been
that's what
suspended
basically
from the
happened.
service.
So this is very similar to what happened in 2014 with a young boy called Eric Gardner, a 24-year-old boy who was again died because of
Mhm.
police, so-called police brutality. And it's a very raging topic in America, that they feel that the cops are not fair to African Americans in America. So and that there is always a racial and also
Yeah. I
my
mean,
my internet is unstable. So anyways, I will hand it over to Ratnesh, and let him speak from here.
yeah. So I mean, so after that, Abhilash,
And yeah, yeah,
we
one
have
thing.
seen.
And also, sorry to interrupt, Ratnesh. So you could give your views on what happened, and uh, you know, yeah.
I mean, whatever happened, it's like very saddening. It's appalling. It's horrific.
Mhm,
There's like so many words. You could just add on to it, because no human, irrespective of race, black, colored, mixed, white, Hispanic, like no one deserves, such a horrific treatment,
mhm,
at the hands of police or any other human being. So like what have happened is just very sad, and it's 100% it's just very sad. I mean, and it's unacceptable. I mean, so what we have seen, and we 100% condemn that. However, what we've seen, the aftermath of this police brutality. We've seen riots, arsons, burglary. We've seen in the name of in the name of protest. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who have come down on the streets and protesting peacefully, with the hashtag Black Lives Matter. However, we have also seen some horrific footages where there's looting, there's arsons, there's riots
mhm,
across the country. I
mhm,
mean, I don't think any states has been spared.
mhm,
And more or less, Abhilash, I mean, it has caught the attention of international media. Like, we have seen protests in UK, France, Germany, New Zealand,
mhm,
Canada.
mhm.
We have seen like mass protests
Also
in
in
you know
India,
in
fake protests in India. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah, we can talk separately about that. Yeah, we have seen, like, it's I feel like, I mean, you can protest, right? Everyone, it's a free world. I mean, uh, according to the law of land, every country has their own laws. So America is a free country, the oldest democracy in the world. So yeah, I mean, you can protest as much as you can, but yeah, I mean, it's as long as it's peaceful. I don't think like, like, looting stores, rioting is justified in the name of, peaceful protest. Like, I don't know how is George Floyd attaining justice by you, like, people randomly going and looting and destroying the I mean, the entire city, the entire neighborhood. I mean, it's just blowing out. So yeah, I mean, that's
That's
what I
very true.
feel. And yeah, uh-huh. You're saying something.
Yeah. So yeah, as he said, great point. So
And
it's
like,
and
there's one more point I want to make Abhilash. Like,
mhm,
you know uh, I find it quite ironic. Like, Amazon, the
mhm,
CEO of Citibank, right? He tweeted that he supports these protests. Amazon have openly said that they are behind these protests,
oh
and
my,
I find it quite
that's that's like
amusing
shocking.
that they themselves are victims of yeah of looting and and burglary
Mhm.
across the. I mean, Amazon stores have been looted, but I find it quite amusing, Abhilash, that big corporate houses are backing these protests. I mean, why is that? Are they like going down to the narrative of the political correctness? Like, I don't know. What do you feel?
Yeah, that was a lot of good points with me. So first and foremost, as I said, we are not here to, support any group, neither the African American community or the white community. We are a very neutral. This will always be a neutral
Yeah.
channel, and I always say that we are never ever going to support any form of racial discrimination. We both are very big fans of football, and we know how much certain footballers suffer because of racial discrimination, right? So definitely what happened was an extremely gruesome and inhumane act. No police officer, irrespective of how severe the crime, should kneel down on a victim for 9 minutes, right, Ratnesh? Because that is definitely a death sentence for the victim. So we definitely pray for George Floyd and his family, and I'm sure that
Exactly.
I'm sure that the United States justice system will make sure that the officer gets the severest punishment possible. Uh, but but what has been happening in the name of justice for George Floyd is just absolutely unacceptable, guys. Me and Ratish were just discussing before this podcast. We saw a couple of videos of uh, people driving down New York City. And every store in like in 55th Avenue, 57th Avenue, everything has been completely ransacked. We saw that Zara stores, Armani stores, Nike stores, banks, bookstores, Barnes and Nobles, H&M, McDonald's. People have just looted these stores, and
It's
that
been
is
ransacked.
why would someone want justice for an African American man, and on the other hand go around, loot stores and sell these looted items or the plunder on eBay? That is just unacceptable. And when the president tries to say that he will deploy the armed forces to stop looting and to stop loss of property and life, people criticize Donald Trump. So I mean, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but I'm just saying that. So I don't think that writing or destroying public property is appropriate. I understand if they take their anger out on the police force, right? But not on innocent citizens.
Exactly, exactly.
Ritesh was just sharing a nice story. Not a nice story, a tragic story of an immigrant from the Middle East who came to America about 20 years ago,
Yeah,
worked really hard, started his own business, and just in a matter of one night, his entire store has been ransacked.
an entire.
Entire store, yeah. So this is unacceptable, guys, and I feel very sad. I just saw my wife was showing me a Twitter post. So John Legend, who's an American singer, his wife is a celebrity chef and a model. I forgot her name. Her name is Chrissy something. So she posted on Twitter saying that she's going to personally give $100,000 to bail out people who looted and took part in the riots.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And
That's
when
unbelievable.
somebody replied to that Twitter post saying that okay, so basically you're going to bail out rioters and criminals, she said, okay, I'm going to make that 200,000.
Pathetic. I mean, like, it's just, it's,
It's
you know, I mean,
uh,
it's,
I understand, showing sympathy towards racism. We should never tolerate any form of racism in any workplace. But
mhm.
promoting antisocial activities, like Ratnesh said, and also Ratnesh, I forgot to answer your question. I'm not really sure why these multinational corporations are supporting these kind of acts. It might be that they don't want their image to get tarnished, or maybe they depend on this.
Exactly.
Maybe they don't want their
Mhm,
consumers to get upset with them. Maybe I'm not sure.
mhm.
So okay, so one more thing I wanted to ask you, Ratnesh. So what do you feel? Do you feel that the response from the judicial system so far has been acceptable? And what do you think should be the way forward for this, for
I mean, yeah, I mean, so,
not only George Floyd, but for such cases in America?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, they have done the best they could, right? I mean, they have the accused cop Derek Chauvin.
Hmm.
I mean, they have charged him with second degree homicide, so second degree murder, and he has been moved up to a maximum security prison,
Hmm.
right? And
And also in a
the other three.
he's been put in a
uh
solitary confinement cube.
Exactly, the assault, as I said, I mean, he's been put in this assault confinement. I mean, I don't know what else do you expect from judiciary. I mean, you don't have capital punishment in a country like US, right? And I very much feel it is. I mean, no one does. I mean, that's a total different topic.
That's
But
another
yeah,
video. Yeah.
that's another video. Yeah. However, yeah, the other three cops, you know, who were just standing there and watching, they have been suspended. So, and yeah, so we could, I mean, the legal process is on its way, and they have done the best. I feel there's nothing nothing more you could do. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, what else do you want? I mean,
and
you
and
know
one and
however,
yeah.
yeah, as you said, like, in such cases. But Abhilash, I would also like to say there was some footages, which were shared by Fox News, CNN.
Mhm.
The Fox News is said to be the ultra right,
Yeah.
media house, and CNN like an ultra left media house,
Don't
pro
don't
Democrat. And
don't follow any of these news channels, guys.
I
Follow
know,
our
I
follow
know,
our channel. Yeah, whatever.
exactly.
We get you real
So
news.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, both of them have shared a footage where George Floyd initially tried to resist an arrest, right?
Yeah, I heard
So
about
he
that,
tried
but
to
I
resist.
didn't look
Yeah.
into that. Yeah, I heard about that today morning. I didn't look into that. Did you?
So
Yeah.
then, yeah, I mean, he tried to resist the arrest, but I'm still kind of unsure. I mean, like, is that like a police, protocol? The way Derek Chauvin acted on him, I know it's unacceptable and it looks very, very disgusting to look at. I mean, but yeah, I mean, is that how like cops are trained to deal with
Mhm.
this criminals? I mean,
Not
so,
sure.
so that's always in doubt. Yeah,
One more thing, guys. We had sworn to each other to make our videos about 10 to 15 minutes, but there's no way we can talk about this in 10 to 15 minutes, guys. So please bear with us, right?
exactly.
It's a very sensitive issue.
Uh-huh.
And one more thing I wanted to say, Ratnesh, that I was in the US for a couple of 2.5 years, guys.
Yeah, you were in New York.
I was in somewhere in upstate New York, and one thing I noticed is that America is a deeply divided country, and there are deep underlying interracial tensions, between whites, Hispanics, and African Americans, and Asian Americans and Indians. On the outside, if you go to a city like New York, you might feel that everything is fine, but if you go down south into states like Mississippi, Kentucky, Alabama, Louisiana, they really don't
Hmm.
like immigrants. They really don't like African Americans, and that is not something which came today or when I went there or 5 years back. This is a direct impact of the slave era, the colonial rule, the dark times that America had. African Americans are always in an underprivileged position. Unfortunately, I have rarely seen
Exactly.
very few African Americans who are doing very good white collar jobs, and there has always been kind of a stigma and kind of an awkwardness between white people and African Americans. So it's not something which suddenly came because of George Floyd or few incidents. It's always been there, and but I'm pretty sure that 90% of the cops are hardworking men and women. And there will always be certain people like
Exactly.
there will always be certain people like Mr. Derek Chauvin. Even in India, the caste system is very, very prevalent, right? Ratnesh, in northern India, where cops sometimes refuse to charge, refuse to take complaints from Dalits and underprivileged people if senior ministers or politicians have done some crimes against them, right? It's the same thing. So
Hmm.
I don't think there is any short-term fix for this that America can bring about or celebrities can bring about. I really don't have
Exactly.
a solution for you guys. Ratnesh, would you like to expand upon this?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, as you said, Abhilash, since from your experience and, you stayed in New York for a couple of years and, you have, you have done your academics in New York. So, since I too have some part of my extended family who are like first generation, second generation Indian Americans, it's a diverse society. However, what we have seen throughout the years is like, yeah, I mean, African Americans had to fight for their rights right from you know the champions Martin Luther King to Muhammad Ali. These were the cult heroes, like
Yep.
who have championed for their rights as well. But yeah, I mean, this is something that it's something you can't just eradicate it with a wave of a wand. If Trump can't do it, neither can Obama could do it. It is despite of 8 years of his tenure.
Sure.
This uh, but I feel like America is currently a bit more divided. However, I wouldn't blame Trump to it, because Trump is doing his job, right? And yeah, and Abhilash, I'm also kind of curious, right? This is something I wanted to add on this. I know we're getting kind of late, and we're the video's
We'll try and finish
pretty
it
much
off in the next
extending.
few minutes, guys.
Yeah. Abhilash, I mean, so I want to ask you about the international reaction, right? So, I mean, right from here in India, the way people have reacted, the mainstream, the media, these celebrities, the Bollywood celebrities, they have gone on a. I mean, it's a good thing, right? It, if you condemn that, it's good, right? We have people in Germany. Okay, there was a match today between Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern Munich,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Bayern Munich, the players of Bayern Munich came out with their armband,
Mm-hmm.
right, stating Black Lives Matter, right? I mean, everyone is entitled for their opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, right, over here in India, we have just seen um like a month ago, like a saint, a couple of saints were presumed to be thieves, and they were like mob lynched, right? The- there was a mob lynching,
Yeah.
and we haven't seen similar response from the mainstream. I mean, the media were doing their work. I mean, the so-called celebrities. I mean, no one. I mean, hardly anyone came out and condemned this. And similarly in Germany, right? In Germany, we see like grooming gangs taking. It's like there's been like gangs who've been, trying to groom minor girls. That has been a problem. Germany and a lot of parts in Europe. Uh, you know, uh, that is what the local, the opinion of the general public is in Germany. That you know, I mean, you can condemn Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's your opinion, but condemn the grooming gang as well. You can condemn Black Lives Matter in India, but condemn the lynching of the sadhu as well.
Great
I mean,
point. Yeah.
I find it very
It's
ironic,
something that
Abhilash.
makes me really angry, but I can't do much about it. So, uh, please don't trust these fake condolences from Indian celebrities, guys. Maybe yes, maybe one of two of them do mean it, but we have had a really tough time over the last 6 months. Like Donald Trump, Mr. Narendra Modi, our honorable Prime Minister, has been facing a really tough time. We have been having severe border aggression by China. We have been having the COVID-19 pandemic. So that's another video. Maybe tomorrow we will try and release it soon, maybe in a day or two. We had the worst communal riots in Delhi in the beginning
In
of this
Delhi,
year, where almost 100 Hindus and Muslims killed each other. None of these celebrities posted a video. None of them said anything.
exactly. I mean,
And as Ratnesh said, we had a 71-year-old man who was on his way to attend a funeral of a relative, stopped somewhere midway through and lynched by 100 people with the cops staring. And that was not reported by any of the liberal medias except uh, an honorable journalist called Mr. Arnab Goswami and he suffered for that. He suffered for that. So
exactly.
he suffered for that. So please, guys, all we need to say is that please do not blindly trust the liberal media. They do not show you. They only show you what they want to show you. Since 2016, when Donald Trump, we were watching the elections, the only thing that the American media has done is to try and pull their president down, and that is, to be honest, quite shameful, right? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. So I have nothing more to say about these Indian celebrities or whoever. I mean, Black lives do matter, but same applies to Hindu life
All
and
lives matter.
all lives matter. So hashtag all lives matter,
Hindu
guys.
lives matter. Muslim lives matter.
Muslim lives
Jews
matter.
lives matter. White lives matter. Hispanic lives matter. All lives matter.
All lives
That's
matter.
what
So that's the
that's what
tagline for
our
this video, guys. So we will. I mean, we're just starting off with this YouTube thing, so we will probably start an Instagram channel or maybe a Facebook channel or something, or a website where you can go and see our videos, right? And we are planning to talk about the
yeah.
COVID. We are the next video we are planning to discuss is about the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll talk about the current situation in India, the situation in the world, where we Ratnesh will share share his views on where we have lacked so far and the violations of the law. I mean, we'll talk about that later. So we would like to end this video by saying that we feel sorry for what happened in Minnesota. No black man, forget black man. No man should go through what George Floyd went through. But let's not generalize this. Let's not be quick to blame the cops or blow this thing out of proportion. And let's please
That
not promote rioting or looting. This is not 16th century America or 16th century world. We need to ensure that we be civilized. And if this is happening in a country like the United States, which is supposed to be the most developed country in the world, I'm not sure what countries like India would do, right? So we follow in their footsteps. So anyway, so may his soul rest in peace. May he get
Exactly.
may he get the justice he deserves. And also, thank you, Ritesh, for your valuable insights for this video. We'll try and make this channel more and more interactive. We'll try and bring in more and more guests. We're just starting off, guys. We don't know anything about YouTube or recording. We struggled to get this
We
session
just
on.
felt like,
We
we
struggled
just
for
felt
like
like
almost
we just
one
wanted to.
1 hour to get this session on, guys. So yeah. So thank you for watching this. My dogs are barking, by the way. So thank you, Ratnesh. Let's Ratnesh sign off on this video. Closing thoughts from Ratnesh for this video, and George Floyd. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, rest in peace, George Floyd. I mean, strength and a lot of strength to his family and a lot of strength to all the victims
Hmm.
of any sort of brutalities. No one deserves such treatment. But at the same time, our opinion is, you know, rioting, looting in the name of protest is unacceptable. And if you're condemning incidents, condemn everything. That's what our
True.
opinion is.
Great point. Yeah.
So Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
All
Yeah.
lives matter.
So thank you so much, guys. For thanks so much, Abhilash, for having me, and it's a pleasure doing this with you, and yeah, hopefully we can take this a long way. And yeah, guys, I mean, we look forward to bringing more such videos where we express our views, our opinions on the current topics which are relevant, uh, which are going through. So yeah, we are looking forward, and there's a lot more to come. So please feel
And
free to you know
we're really tired, guys. It's pretty
we
late.
look
So
very tired.
we will be pumped up for the next video for sure. I promise you guys. We'll
Yeah,
get some
we
special
we
guests.
we would be
We'll
100%.
definitely get some special guests on board. We'll definitely talk about the COVID-19. I think that we should talk about that. It's tough times, guys. We haven't left
Exactly.
home in like 3 months. I'm like 20 pounds heavier right
Yeah, you
now.
can look at my beard. I mean,
Look at this. I don't want to show you my tummy. So
this
look.
is this is the COVID beard.
So
Yeah,
subscribe to our channel, guys. Like our channel. If you like our
like,
content,
share, subscribe.
like, share, subscribe. And yeah, take care. Signing off, me and the
All right.